Friends, walk with me with Jesus on his way to Jerusalem. And along the way, he was doing a lot of teaching. And people were so inspired by the teaching that he gave. And so today someone came to him and asked him a question. Lord, will only a few be saved? Will only a few be saved? And Jesus responded this way: strive to enter through the narrow gate. Now, somebody please help me. What is that has to do with anything with will only a few be saved? What does that has to do with that? Well, friends, we see that Jesus does this a lot. Like the rabbi at the time, whenever somebody asks a question, and if it is the wrong question or it's not the right question to ask, Jesus will either answer with another question or he would reframe the question for the person. You know what it reminds me a lot of the song I used to love singing when I was young. I know a lot of you know it. You probably remember the song that goes like, when I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? And hear what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not yours to see. Que sera, sera. Oh, y'all are good. Wow, y'all are good. Wow. Okay. I believe I asked my mother that question when I was little. Will I be handsome? She said, oh, yeah. In my very humble opinion, she is absolutely right. And will I be rich? She goes, que sera, sera. I'm glad she didn't answer me. Why, friends? Because there is something you just are not simply be. You have to work at it. I can't just simply be rich. I can't just because I want to be a priest, I'll be a good priest. Just because I'm going to be married, I'm going to be a good husband, I'm going to be a spouse. It doesn't just happen. You literally have to work at it. Strive to enter through the narrow gates. I'd like for us to carry with us this notion of the narrow gates, because spiritual fathers would write about this concept of narrow gates. And in the catechism of the Catholic Church, first of all, this narrow gate is something that we have to walk through. We have to let go. We have to unburden. We have to work at it. It is the road less traveled. I can tell you this morning you experienced, some of you, the narrow gate. Because it would have been literally going in here, right? But it would be a lot easier to slip in a little more and not go to church than to get up, get ready, get here, and go to church. The fact that you're here, you walked through the narrow gates. It's a decision that we have to make. It is a lot easier, my dear young people, to get stuck in your room for hours on your video games or social media than to go outside and have mom and dad to wash the dishes. But it is the narrow gate that leads us to life. The way St. Paul said it, discipline. That is something that is not as strong in our vocabulary now, a discipline to choose not an easy life, but a great life. These narrow gates that we are called to choose, to walk through, that leads to life. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, I want to invite you. I promise you, as you get out of the church today, pay attention throughout the week. And I challenge you this week, when you are faced with those decisions, with the grace of God, choose the narrow gate. Because the best way to prepare for tomorrow is to live today well. Because it just doesn't happen. You know what? And Jesus even say, and then he continue, when we rise and knock on the door, I do not know you. And what do they say? Well, we ate and drink with you and listen to your teaching. That is a somber reminder. Just because we know someone, just because we do something, doesn't mean we got it. It reminds me, just because I stand back here, I celebrate Mass, and I consecrate the Eucharist, and I touch the body and blood of Jesus every day, doesn't mean I am close to the Lord. A reminder, I have to work at it. A reminder that just because we have a family doesn't mean we are happily ever after. We have to every day walk through the narrow door and work at it. Yesterday, in this very church, at the same time, we gave First Communion to more than 100 children, and I implored the parents. I said, parents, it's amazing they get their First Communion today. And I begged the parents to please foster that devotion, that love for the Eucharist in them. And I told them, it's like you buy them a Ferrari, give them a key, and never teach them how to drive. We have to work at it. We have to work at it. Another point about the narrow gate is the Lord said at some point the door is locked behind us. The door is locked behind us, and we come and knock on the door, it's no longer open. Now you and I would think, wow, you know, if my friend come and knock on my door, even if I'm late, maybe I'll come and open it. Why? Why is this master of the house would not open the door once it's locked? Because, my dear brothers and sisters, there are things in life that once it's passed, it is never opened up to us again. All the times that we wasted playing being on social media, doing all the other things, we will never get those times again. All the time that our children are with us, all the time, dear young people, you get to be with your family to cultivate the spirit of family. You're going to grow up very quickly and go to college and be out. It's hard to get those time back again. And that is why we have to really cultivate our faith and live today well. You know, I share with you, ever since my father has the accident and have been bed and wheelchair ridden, it's been very difficult. I've been trying to go there when I can to support mom and dad. And I remember not too long ago, I was washing the dishes at my mom's house. And mom was cleaning in the back, and I turned around. I noticed that mom and dad must have a tough night before. She looked tired. And my heart sank. And I said, Lord, wow, I really need you to help mom and dad. And then as she come close to the sink, I told Mom, it's been tough, isn't it? And my mother told me this. He said, Dad, I look at some of your aunt and uncle. Their spouses passed away already. I'm so blessed to still have your dad with me. So he said, every moment that I have, I'm going to try to do my best. And I'm so thankful to God that I still have him. Wow. My heart was lifted up. Here I am thinking, this is too much. She's actually seeing it as a time that if we don't live it, we may never have it back again. And so Jesus gave us a very beautiful meaningful challenge. Walk through the narrow doors. Live the moment well and cultivate it, because it is the narrow door that will lead us to life.